Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a VOD for Aris. Aris is a very lovely member of my channel and essentially built up the 5,000 channel points in order to get their own VOD review. So I'm going to be basically VOD reviewing them today and just kind of see where we can improve on. Aris said there was a bad game of theirs, and honestly I prefer it when I get bad games of people, or like games where they feel like they haven't really done as much kind of thing, because it gives me a lot more to talk about and a lot more to kind of like comment on. Obviously I don't want games where you just do like terribly and stuff like that, but it's better than games that are just like absolute steamrolls and stuff, because obviously it gives me more to talk about basically. So yeah, once again, you can get your own VOD reviews. You offer 5,000 channel points. I do them every single Monday on my Twitch. You literally can just come over and you can just like chill and like lurk in my chat, or of course you can come and say hi to my absolutely lovely community I've got over there. And yeah, so I'm just getting started on the VOD. This is I believe it was a plat VOD. Yeah, plat 4, Aris did say. So it is a plat VOD, and we have the cute little Hanjo Spark Away skin. I absolutely adore this skin with the cute little health puck charm as well as adorable. I always like to comment on people's skins as well. I don't know why. It's just kind of like a habit that I've got. Okay, so team that we've got a really good damage boostable comp here just before we get into the action. So we have ourselves obviously Soldier. This is going to be our main blue beam targets. We have a Bastion who, whenever he goes into his turret form, if you're nearby, it's always really great to damage boost him. Zarya, when she's high charged as well, is really good. And obviously Moira, you can damage boost her orbs, and also you can damage boost her if she gets herself into like a little 1v1 with someone that's really weak. You can put the damage boost on just to kind of like finish off people a little bit quicker. So yeah, already what's it called? Soldier's getting like speared a little bit, but it's alright. Lovely damage boost onto this Bastion. I would have committed more with this Bastion kind of here. I would have maybe like GA'd kind of over to this kind of pillar over here. Purely because you can stay out of the way of this Soldier, and you can also stay out of the way of everyone over here. And it also means as soon as the Bastion's finished in this turret form, you can play with the Soldier. But it's all good. We're going to see what you end up doing. So ends getting shot down. I feel like you're very undecided right now. I would have literally just kind of, obviously your Bastion ends up dying. I would have just walked forward into this room like you are doing now with the Soldier. Heal up Moira, which is nice. You can rest that. Okay, Moira ends up dying like during that, which honestly isn't your fault. I would have maybe gone for the res a little bit quicker. Lovely GA and cover though, perfect. Lovely helping with the Bastion with his turret, but like as soon as you kind of like GA up here and you have your eyes on him, be sure like as you're kind of hovering down to check on these two, and maybe even like don't hold Angelic Descent and just kind of drop to go and help these two. Remember that you're still down your Moira, so you're like solo supporting right now, so it might be that you have to like quickly drop down to go and help these people. But it's all good. Obviously we've registered where the Widow is. Oh, okay, I don't think we registered where the Widow was. Okay, I don't think you knew where the Widow was. Because I was like, oh, you know where the Widow is, it's fine. And you know what's it called? Because I thought you know where the Widow is and you know she's going to be reloading. So you like, what's it called? You would GA down and go with your Soldier underneath here. I was wheezing. Yeah, because it looks so funny because like you literally kind of disappeared. It's like, oh, there's a Widow. And then obviously you started pulling out your Glock, which is fine. And then obviously your team ended up peeling for you, which is, you know, really nice of them and stuff like that. Well, it was just very risky because obviously you don't know where this Widow is. Obviously, when they have a Widow on this point, it's just kind of like knowing like where they can hold from. This room is a really popular one. Sometimes like you see them just appear like down here as well, like with this angle and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like knowing like where they, what's it called? Moira was a queen. Well, so was your Zarya as well, Bubbly knew there. But obviously, you know, playing some nice cover again. Let's get a lovely damage boost on this Bastion when he's using his turret form. As soon as he's finished this kind of like turret form though, because your Soldier is by himself, I'd still be trying to look to kind of like GA to him. The only issue is obviously you still have the Soldier on this high ground, so I would be looking to kind of like GA and play kind of around these kind of trash bags here. Because obviously it means that you're not going to get caught out by the Soldier. You can even play on like these stairs a little bit here. It's just because he's by himself and currently both of your supports are very like disengaged from these people. So, you know, like the damage just on the Bastion, like thingy form is really great, but then obviously you want to be kind of getting back over to your Soldier, who is your main blue beam target. We do end up doing that, which is really great. We still have to register, you know, the Soldiers behind us. Lovely GA up onto the high ground. Just the same thing with this GA, because you kind of like did a little bit riskily. I would have just kind of like GA'd and then just kind of like cancelled it on the point, because you know the Widow is here. You know that obviously she's going to be shooting like these lot basically. So instead of GAing like into her LOS, you need to, what's it called? You just need to GA just onto the point. The enemy soldier was so scary. Yeah, but you've registered where his position is, so you can position yourself accordingly with that basically. So for example, you know he's like on this high ground up here, like spraying people down like this. So you've registered that in your head. You can then literally just like play down here basically, alright? But anyways. So, gonna help Sorry get back, which is alright. I love how you position yourself up here, because obviously you have like the 3 people on point. So obviously that's the max you can have. So it's nice that you're obviously preparing yourself very out of the way in case people, what's it called? I just have an inbuilt mindset that plat players can't hit the shots. Honestly, you should be like really surprised. Like a lot of people, if you give them like the time and like the time of day, and you put like a proper beam on them and stuff like that, then they can 100% do a lot. Okay. Okay, in this scenario, instead of just like hanging about on this point, because what happens on some of the points is that the cart will move by itself for quite a bit. This happens in Parisio is one of the biggest ones, where like as soon as you unlock the control point, it moves for quite a bit by itself and it doesn't need anyone on it. So it gives you a great and perfect time to push up. You could push up with your Zarya, you could push up, probably at this point will probably be like with your Bastion because he has this turret form. Because right now, you kind of like stood here. Yeah, so he doesn't do it on any of like the older ones. Yeah, so Parisio, I'll show you guys afterwards. If I've got a Parisio clip, I'll try and like show it you. But yeah, Parisio at the start, it moves itself for quite a while. And I believe it does the same on this one as well. It moves it for a little bit. Obviously, the stuff like Kings and Blizzard World and Icon Wall, like the 3 ones I can pick on top of my head. Them you do need to push for like a certain distance because it won't move by itself. But yeah, Parisio for some reason it takes forever to like back around and stuff like that. So yeah, so I would like still be kind of like pushing forward a little bit here to play like with this Bastion, just to allow that cart to move by itself basically. Very nice kill on the Widow. Lovely move it back in. Okay, where's our soldier while we're doing this? Okay, while like I love how your damage boost in this Bastional. A lot of people what's it called, don't know that you can damage boost Bastional. Obviously you can, but just be wary and like of how your team is doing while you're damage boosting this, because obviously you've left your soldier here. So I would still like just kind of like flick over while you're doing this, just checking your soldier's okay. If he gets into danger, then just leave damage boosting that Bastional. You know, it's not like what's it called, it's not like, you know, the be all end all to damage his ult. And sadly he does end up dying. Now if you did like a little, what's it called, a little like J up, and you just kind of like sat up here and then just like quickly like peeked him like this, even if you ended up on like this high ground here, you can just kind of like hold up here as well and just kind of like, what's it called, like help up here basically. Just because I feel as though you like the Bastion gets a kill, like do not get me wrong, but I feel as though your priorities are a little bit out of whack here and it should have been with the soldier over here basically. But we'll carry on going, see what ends up happening. See, like you could have like played there to go and help him. Nice damage boost. I'm hoping you're gonna go for the res. Where did he die, by the way? Oh, is the res gone now? I think the res is gone now. I was hoping that the res was still there so you could like go and look for the res afterwards. But yeah. Obviously it's fine if your Zarya goes in like this. Just kind of, yeah, wait for your soldiers to get back. Very, very nice. Obviously you can hear someone above you. So nice that you're playing underneath. Lovely helping your soldier here. Lovely backing away. I like this Valk, but this Valk should have been backed off like all the way up here, right? The reasoning is because this soldier is still using his visor. And essentially if he locks onto you, like just hanging about in the air like that, can easily just kill you, right? So I love the Valk, do not get me wrong, like the Valk is a really, really good like thing to do after the Orisa roll, and obviously you've still got quite a lot of people alive. I will literally just kind of come up here and Valk it up here instead, okay? Oh, sorry, I've gone past you. There we go. Lovely flick on damage boost while people are antied. Can't do anything for your Bastion, which that is so unfortunate with this res. Because this would have been such a good res if you literally just played it, like, if you tried just to res it just around here. And I feel as though you kind of just, like, you got, especially in Valk, it's so easy just to pull away from that res. Just be a little bit more gentle, and this would have been, like, a good res. Especially because you went so quickly to go and get it as well. That's just really, really unfortunate. Lovely healing, though. You did absolutely the perfect thing as well here. Just like working with the yeah, working with what's it called, with the Zarya to try and like get her out basically. You kind of like always like want to what's called get a Zarya out because you want to try and like keep her charged. Lovely damage boost here. I feel as though you did a bit of like a risky rotation at this like kind of scenario because it's very much like you see this Widow and it's like, oh my gosh, like, you know, just still whenever my always like biggest thing whenever people are playing Midtown is always just be careful of this high ground. Like try to like crouch behind these cards or just something, just, you know, to like play that cover because this like high ground is like really what's it called. You just get a lot of people there basically. That should have been healing Bastion there. I don't know if it would have saved him because of the Helix rocket, but it's all good. And then obviously go to help finish off, which is great. Lovely res as well, which is very, very nice. Okay, lovely pushing forward. Okay, this is the same thing. I've said this a few times, like today's VODs. Instead of just standing here, like while this person's sleeping, you can literally just, what's it called? Go and just do something else, right? Like damage boost, your Zarya, damage boost your Moira, damage boost the Bastion. Just try to do something else because right now the soldier has this bubble and there's you kind of like standing there with heal beam on is going to do nothing at this very moment in time. So just try and put your beam on someone else. Just try and focus someone else. Like the Zarya. Your Zarya is really, really high charged and she can push forward with your damage boost really, really well. Oh, okay. Let's rewind to see if you could hear the soldier's footsteps. So, okay, I feel as though this whole like thing of you like getting killed by the soldier kind of comes from you staying here with this, what's it called? Staying with this soldier. Like if you backed off like GA to like say you wanted your GA target to be a Zarya and then you kind of like jumped around to go and help your Bastion and be behind this point, you were already out of the LOS of the soldier, right? I want to see if you can like hear him though. So you can kind of like, once he kind of like gets into this room a little bit more, you can kind of like hear him. Needs a bit of a high sense of sound. Honestly, I'd highly recommend just turning down like the game, like the music and stuff. Try and turn that down like as much as you can. You can have it off if you want to, but I quite like having it on like a low volume and stuff. Try to have like the voice lines like kind of like a 50, but make sure like the general like game sound, like, you know, the actual like sound effects of like footsteps and stuff like that. Turn them up as loud as you can because it'll allow you to hear out for these flankers a little bit more. But once again, I feel as though it kind of like comes down to you basically, what's it called, not being with this team. Like the reaction was fine, obviously getting out, but the soldiers had like really, really good tracking. But it's fine, you know, we learned from that, that's so good. Your team end up kind of, you know, doing some bits, which is really, really nice. I guess it's you like adjusting your sense again, because I know Aris said, oh, I'm going to be testing out my sense quite a bit in this match, and I was like, okay. And you could already see that with that little swivel round. Nice, going to go and help the, what's called the Bastion. Okay. That's just really, really unfortunate that your soldier, like, kind of basically leaves you here, okay? Because you're kind of, like, playing over here. And you did the absolute right thing of kind of just, like, backing off. And obviously just, like, playing in here. Now what you can do is you can actually just kind of fully back with this room and go and help your Zarya if you want to. Or you could hang about and obviously, like, try and stay with the soldier. So the soldier's basically just, like, end up, like, cutting you off. Okay, so instead of like flinging yourself out here, which is kind of like what I was expecting you to do, you can do it safer by literally, what's it called? Backing off and going to go help your Zarya over here. Because then it means, obviously, he'll start pushing here, so then you can just like back off and be in here basically. But it just provides like a safer route, especially because this Widow is still here as well, looking at that angle. All right. I'm gonna see what you do. Okay. I feel like it's another volume thing again, where it's like, you know, the soldier's behind. But it's fine. It seems like he's doing a lot of flanks at the moment, so, you know. And I'm guessing this is changing the sense again. Yep. Another change of the sense. I would recommend maybe not changing your sense like mid-match, because obviously your team are like dying right now, like while you're doing this. Just try to find like a sense, use it for a match, and then try and think afterwards, did I like that sense or did I not like it, alright? So your team is like very much dead at the moment. Nice res though. Nice damage boost. Once this soldier has used this Helix though, literally I would just go under and just focus this damage boost on your Zarya, right? Your Zarya is really, really high charge right now and might be able to melt down some of these like squishy targets if she has you to pocket her right now. Because right now this soldier can do nothing about this Widow apart from fire up a Helix rocket. Because if he peeks this again, he's like probably 9 times out of 10 going to get his head chopped off, right? So you either kind of you play over here and you wait for the soldier to like come up, or you can literally just go in with your Zarya. I really need to help on my tank more, especially with a Zarya. Like I feel as though Zarya is probably like the best tanks, maybe not the best, but she's up there as like one of the best tanks to damage boost, especially if she's high charged. Like a lot of Zaryas will say stuff like, oh, carry me here, or like stuff like that. And that basically means that they want all the resources to like be put into them. I know this obviously because Zeldris, who I duo with quite a lot, he used to be a Zarya player. He still plays a little bit of Zarya now, but mainly D.Va now. And he would always say to us like, carry me. And this is always like the scenarios where he basically wants like the most resources out of him because he's high charged and he knows that he can like get a lot of value out of this fight. All right. So we end up like going with the soldier. If you want to help the soldier though, you have to really commit with him. Like instead of doing like the GA, just literally follow him up and just like, you just have to like commit with him at this point and you just have to trust. If he doesn't win this 1v1, this isn't on you because you provided that help. But right now, if he does lose this 1v1, it kind of is your fault because you're not helping him right now, alright? So we're going damage boost, which is really, really nice. I wouldn't have slingshotted to point here. I would have literally like got to your soldier and then slingshot into this room here. It basically means that you're not obviously in full LOS of like everyone here, but it means that you can still like help people, just obviously apart from your Zarya, but your your thingy is here to help that, okay? That's fine. No, honestly, like the GA was fine like to get into people, but it's like you do need to like head off into that corner slightly. Same thing again when you're on like a sleeping target, just kind of, you know, leave them. And honestly, this is a scenario where honestly I would just sit and I would like look at your Zarya, right? So what's gonna happen here is your Orisa is very, very focused on this this soldier, right? But your Zarya is very high charged and is going to absolutely melt these people that because she's managed to get past this tank basically and has full reign of these supports. How can you help here? You can stick the blue beam onto your Zarya now. And basically, it will annihilate these people, like 100%. You can tell how high charged Zarya is, by the way, in case people don't know, with how like, bright her beam is. It's the same with people like Symmetra as well. You can see how, you can see how charged up they are with like how bright their beams are. Same with like a Sojourn charge shot as well. You can like see when she has like a charge shot because it like glows blue a little bit. But it's fine because we end up helping Soldier, which is like great. Lovely helping though. And it's the same thing again where I would literally just sit there and I would damage boost your Zarya. I know this kind of like comes back like to the thing that you said before where it's like, oh, I just don't expect like people in plat to hit shots. This character, especially when high charge, is literally just a tracking beam, right? This basically means that this will hit more and might even do more damage than, what's it called, you having your beam on the soldier, alright? That's fine. I'm surprised our soldier didn't like go and shoot anyone, but you know, that's fine. When you're, oh, okay, it's a bit pushed forward. I was just about to say, there is like a train carriage, but like all the way back here. So your soldier, your Bastion's being like very aggressive here, and if you want to kind of like pocket him, you can kind of just like play like a little bit like back here kind of thing. The reason is because if they hard rush them, then obviously they come like straight for you, and obviously you've got people coming from main as well. But it's all good, and I guess you end up capping it with time, which is really really good for Midtown. So overall, Aris, I feel as though your movement and your positioning the majority of the time is really, really good. Like, you're using your cover really, really well. And, what's it called? Your movement and just being able like, to do Mercy tech and stuff like that is really, really good. I haven't really seen you, like, res anyone, but I feel as though your reses so far have been, like, really, really good. Apart from, obviously, the one that ended up getting cancelled, but we won't talk about that one. That's okay. Things we need to work on. We need to work on damage boosting other people. Because, you know, there's like a lot of the time where you can go and damage boost your Zarya and it will help like kind of carry those team fights a lot more than being with your soldier. And just kind of like put your trust into people, especially if they're trying to commit into a team fight. This is people like with your soldier, if he's trying to commit with like a, you know, just basically commit with him and trust him. Especially with the tank. It's really, really good with people like Junker Queen when she's obviously like really focusing someone, like especially when she knifes someone and she's really up close to people. Axes as well, same with like Roadhog hooks. Just Zarya when she's high charged as well. Orisa when she's like really, really close up to people as well, because she does a lot more damage obviously up close and everything. So yeah, but I'm just gonna keep the VOD rolling. I'll fast forward a little bit. So it's nice that we're holding this low ground, which is like really, really good because I don't see a lot of people doing that. Normally, Ashes like to throw dynamite, so I just would be prepared for that. Okay, in this scenario, I would actually damage boost my Ashe more than the soldier. Now, obviously, I don't have the, what's it called? I don't have the stats, so obviously I can't see how well your soldier is doing compared to your Ashe. But in general, I would pocket an Ashe over a soldier. The reason is because Ashe, in my opinion, has a better, what's it called? Has a better ultimate. She also has more stuff that can be damage boosted, like her dynamite. You do switch your beam? Okay, hold on. Let me... I do have, like, a really bad habit of, like, putting people... Yeah. But it's always really, really good. Just to kind of, like, pocket your Ashe over your soldier, I'd say. Obviously, you can still, like, damage boost him. Like, do not get me wrong. Especially if he has a better angle. Or, say... Like, Ashe, for example, takes a lot of time to reload. So, if your Ashe kind of goes behind cover to do that really, really long reload animation, you could just stay with, like, your soldier and stuff. So, he ends up getting headshot. Just unfortunate that your... Zarya ends up kind of like staying. I don't know if there's really anything you could have really done to help get out. Lovely rotation though. Can't help your... I would just die here. Yeah, perfect. You've done the absolute correct thing there of literally just, what's it called? Just not letting yourself stagger. I feel as though if you had comms with the soldier, it might be like, hey, you got GA back to me now or something like that. But you did the absolute right thing of literally just staying and just, you know, dying to not, what's it called? No, honestly, your aim doesn't even matter there. Like, it's either just to allow them just to like back off because they're scared of you or something, or you just die to them. Lovely damage boost there on the Zarya though. That's what I mean about like the damage boost. Okay, so we end up in a bad scenario, but lovely use of cover to try and get out of it. Oh, and then the GA. Okay, this whole scenario was a bit messy. I'm gonna be honest, right? Because it's the same thing. You get a bit. I feel as though you get a bit disorientated because you spend your time adjusting your sense again. Just the same thing. Just don't mess about with your sense while you're playing the game, right? So we end up coming in, okay, cool. Whenever you come into this team fight, you always want to come over here and play over here instead like that, right? So you can literally just kind of damage boost over here. You do end up in this scenario, this is great, and obviously you use your cover really, really well. But then whenever you GA, you essentially just want to GA straight across over to here and just kind of like GA over to this cover. I just feel as though this is like a little bit bad position on your half, but it's fine. Obviously, it does mean that your team is like down a player on this one, so it's going to make it a little bit harder. I feel as though your Bastion's going to get picked off. Yep. He kind of overstayed his welcome. Did kind of regret. Yeah, but it's alright. Let me just quickly... there we go. So you have a lot of people that are dead now. So just, you know, try and like help... Obviously, help your Zarya try and hold space, but don't do anything like risky, like peeking it. Because obviously, you don't want to risk you staggering yourself even more. Lovely with your Bastion here with this damage boost though, trying to like clear out like some space on the high ground. Lovely damage boost onto him. I love how you drop down there into that cover though. That's alright. Love it going to help the Bastion again as well. I would have maybe got up to the soldier a little bit more. Like a little bit quicker, because obviously you see him like on this high ground and stuff. As soon as you see him, just get to your Bastion and do like a crouch J, just get up to him, and what's it called? Do that. But yeah, it's all good. Obviously helping soldier here, which is really, really good. The same thing where you don't, like, this Ashe is shooting at you right now, okay? So, what's called, you essentially just want to be playing this, this wall a little bit more. And just, like, playing around here, okay? Because right now this Ashe is, like, shooting at you, okay? Obviously getting caught out by the dynamite. Now, what you could do here, if you desperately needed to, is you can press Valk. Valk actually mitigates a lot of, because obviously Valk, you get the constant regen. It can actually mitigate a lot of, like, the Ashe dynamite damage. Obviously, it's the same thing, you just don't want to feed this Ashe, like, at all, basically. Nice flick onto the damage boost, though. Okay. In this scenario, when he's using this visor on you, just back off. Back off, and hopefully your team will either, what's it called? The team will either come in and, like, basically, like, chase you down, and hopefully your team will basically, like, help, or the soldier will just switch to you and just kind of get you here. But overall, I feel as though you made the wrong decision trying to, like, GA across. It's always, like, a really bad decision to try and GA, especially when soldier has his visor, because he could just, like, track you like mad. You can literally just back off into this room a little bit more. Sometimes you can even, like, get up to here and then, like, jump out here if you need to. But yeah. So yeah. Anyways, we end up dying, which is unfortunate again. But it's fine. We'll keep going. I feel as though they're doing like capping it here. Making a full recovery. You use your cover really, really nicely there. You can res that. Very, very nice. Okay. As soon as you get that res though, because you, like, a lot of the times Ashe will want to dynamite your reses and stuff like that. You did that so nice. Like, first of all, this cover usage here, because normally, so I don't know why if your soldier, like, ran up these stairs. Like, normally what the soldier should do is he should, like, basically come out of spawn and run up these stairs. I don't know why he decided the other stairs. You did it perfectly, though, like, playing this, like, little, like, bit of cover like this. I would have maybe, if you still had your beam on him, done a wall bounce where you, like, you can J into the wall and then bounce yourself around. But it's fine what you did, all good. Then obviously he ends up dying, you end up J'ing across. Lovely, lovely res. As soon as that res comes off though, you literally, like, as soon as you've done that res, you want to back off straight away. Because a lot of the time the Ashes will have the dynamite ready and obviously will hit it onto you. So you literally just want to back off as much as possible there. But it's all good. Damage boost, damage boost. Okay. In like, as soon as, because your Moira is a lot healthier than this other Moira, you literally just want to, what's it called, just damage boost this Moira and basically win this 1v1 for her, alright? Because she ends up fading out away. If you put that damage boost on that Moira's dead there, okay? Just as, if your Moira's like full, like, you know, it's quite healthy HP, stick that damage boost on it as well. Because even if your Moira isn't full HP here, it's like, your Moira will win the 1v1 because she has that damage boost on her. Like, you did the right thing of putting the damage, like, you know, helping her, but put that damage boost on her, okay? But as we go back to go and help the soldier, which is great. Same thing, you should be able to hear the soldier coming up onto these stairs. And always as well, whenever I'm playing up on this high ground, I'm always kind of checking this, these, like, stairs. Like, I'm always, like, looking like this. Just purely because there's usually people that will, like, come up here, basically. So, yeah. Obviously helping Ashe. I don't know why your soldier dropped. Oh, it's your soldier visor, okay. I was like, why is your soldier dropping? Lovely use of crouching, though. That was so nicely well played, right? So you obviously, I don't know why your soldier dropped so much for that visor, like, went out so much, but obviously, you know, you did the right thing, going up to this high ground, and then the beautiful crouching in this bottom bit. Perfect, perfect. And then you look to see your Moira, and you go over to your Moira. Lovely, lovely position and lovely, like, movement and stuff. But now we don't want to jump back into it. Yeah, remember? Moira's doing very, very nice for you to try and help you get out. Okay. You don't want to drop here straight away without having someone to help you, right? You want to be looking for people, like, you know, maybe like your, for example, your Ashe or like other people basically to drop down with. Because at the moment, your safety is with this Moira up here. You're now basically putting yourself out into like unsafe positioning for like no reason whatsoever, right? Obviously now you have your Ashe, which is great, but try to make sure that you have that Ashe with you before you go and do that drop, alright? Nice. Lovely commitment with the soldier, I like that. But obviously, yeah, it's like as soon as this soldier kind of, because, so, look at the kill feed whenever you're like with a pocket target, right? You know that the soldier hasn't killed this Ashe, so this Ashe is going to, because obviously the soldiers run away, the Ashe is basically is going to like, you know, use this scenario to like her advantage and come out and like start shooting you basically. So like what you want to do as soon as your soldier pushes forward like this, you want to basically come and like help, either come and help your Ashe now instead behind this like point of the payload, or you can kind of like jiggle peek this like front bit like this. You just don't want to be here at all now because this Ashe is basically like got sights on you. I'd Valk. Valk. Okay. We Valk a little bit late, but it's fine. We got it there nearly. Like, as soon as you get into this bad scenario with your dynamite, just Valk here, and you can literally just, like, Valk, and you can, like, what's it called? You could, like, just play. Probably here is going to be your safest right now. And just, you know, just, like, kind of, like, fly about a little. It's just unfortunate with, like, where this teamfight's taking place that you can't really have anywhere that's, like, safe, like, when you first pop this. But, definitely just, like, play up here if you want to. And then you can fly above this Ashe like this and play up here, too, if you need to. So yeah, just try and pull out Valk a little bit sooner because like the team fight has started and you get a lot more value out of it basically. Lovely damage boost. And yeah, sadly people just get taken out by the Ashe. Lovely staying where you are though. Lovely helping. Sadly can't do anything. So we just back out, which is very, very nice. Lovely escape. Honestly, I feel as though you did quite like as much as you could do there basically. I would have popped the Valk a little bit sooner, but apart from that, it's all good. Nice. I'm glad that you didn't J out there and you've noticed that your Ashe was there. That was really, really great. Okay, if you want to go and help your team here, do not GA out in front of everyone like this, okay? It's great that you went to go and help with the what's called with the thing, but don't like just GA out across, especially because this point is still being contested by people. Don't just GA out like fully like this, right? Because this is just putting you in like in a really awkward like scenario kind of thing. It's very, very risky. Obviously, our Junk Queen ult. Okay, instead of GAing to the point, because obviously they'll still want to like contest the point and stuff like that. GA out and GA if you can all the way back here, because then you can like peek this like this, and it also means basically that they can't get you. I feel as though you had enough charge with your GA to get all the way over here if you wanted to, all right? Because then it just means that you can help people and damage boost over here rather than obviously being on the point where everyone else that's also antied is. So Ashes are getting picked off. We end up like kind of going up there. Lovely res as soon as like the Junk Queen backs off. Just remember that this piece is here, right? So obviously it's all good like standing up here, but you can make it even better by hugging this part here. Just remember that like this like piece of cover is here, because I don't see a lot of people using this cover enough. So just remember that that's also there as well. But overall, lovely res when what's it called? The Junk Queen was like obviously disengaged. Nice, obviously going to your Ashe. Obviously using very, very nice cover here. Game from cover, which is really, really nice. You're honestly, you position yourself really, really nicely here. Just be sure not to tunnel vision on, what's it called? Don't try to tunnel vision on this Ashe right now. Try to like flick it over to your team a little bit as well. Because obviously what's probably going to happen is they'll try and shoot Ashe from a long range, but the Jungle Queen and other people might just end up just rushing into your team here. And at the moment, you have like no LOS of like what's happening here, right? So just try to like, obviously I know obviously you got your beam. Just remember you have that little symbol on the screen that tells you how your Ashe is doing. So yeah, just kind of like be aware of that basically. Oh, okay. So we end up cancelling the GA. That should just be like a full GA around to the cover, but it's fine. Nice use of cover. I'd Valk. Okay. Okay. I would have Valked this a lot sooner, right? Yeah, it's the same Aris. The Valk's a bit too late, right? I would have literally Valked as soon as this Junker Queen like looks like she starts like is going to push you. You Valk, and you can Valk, and you can like come over here, or you can like play like behind this corner kind of thing. It basically means that you can keep an eye on your Ashe that's obviously being dove, and you can also help out the people that are on point and stuff like that, right? But I think just overall this kind of scenario is a bit messy. And then I would literally just like work on peeking your Zarya. Yeah. You end up kind of like hanging about a little bit. I would have literally got my beam on the Zarya and just GA'd to some kind of cover. And like jiggle peeked it like this or something like that. Alright? So we're going to be going over to some extra rounds and stuff. So I'll just quickly just fast forward it over. Right, so I'm going to start attacking now. Back on this Bastion again, so obviously your main blue beam is going to be your soldier. Lovely, lovely. A quick tip is you can literally just stand on these stairs, right? And you can hear and also see when enemies are kind of like coming through here. So as long as you, what's it called? Sorry everyone, essentially the mic kind of like cut out for a little bit, so I'm back. You haven't really missed much, essentially. I was just, I explained about the Valk. You would have me kind of like touch on that like super quickly, if I do need to redo that. Essentially, we're now on attacking, and I'm just explaining that essentially you can play on this high ground here, like very safely. And you can also see when the like attackers are kind of attacking through here, because you can like see through these windows, like when they come through. Essentially means that you know this area is safe up until they start pushing here, and the majority of the time, like people know now to basically like push down this section here. It's only really when like people have like mercy pockets or like want to be like a little bit sneaky, they'll like come around here. So you can very safely just kind of like sit like on this like bottom part of the stairs and just like kind of help people. And then once people actually push through, and you know everyone has pushed through this choke, you can actually use this kind of like high ground and this kind of cover to your advantage. And that's like a quick tip that I was like quickly given. But it's lovely damage boost on like the ult. Why is it so slow? Have I pressed something? I have. I pressed the slow motion thing. I was like, this is really slow for some reason. Anyways, I damage boost Zarya there. Nice using the what's it called? The lamp to res. My only thing is I would like maybe flipped it round to try and use this this taxi for like a little bit more cover in the lamp as well, just because the lamp had been up for like a little bit of a while, and obviously you don't know whether what's it called, the lamp's gonna get destroyed and stuff like that. So what's it called, she just needs to kind of like flip it over and just kind of like play over here a little bit more. But no, I'm glad that you saw your chance though, because it was a perfect res. You just need to kind of like take it around that cover a little bit more on the just in case. I would actually like be pushed forward with my soldier here. I would actually kind of like come around here and damage boost your soldier here, because right now at the moment like your soldier actually has an angle on these people compared to your Bastion that's currently sat there doing nothing, right? So you can literally just kind of like back around and just kind of what's it called, play and just damage boost your soldier over here. All right, but we'll keep going. Your Bab's being very aggressive. And I feel as though instead of having your Bastion as like your main damage boost target, you need to have your soldier here. The reason is because soldier is going to do more damage, and obviously Bastions tend to kind of like hide a little bit more up until they have the turret form, and then we'll pop out with the turret form. That's when you can go in with the damage boost, right? So this is kind of like the part of the team fight we kind of like want to be looking at like high ground on the just in case. Obviously love the damage boost on the... Yeah. Okay, awesome. Sorry everyone, the mic went a little bit again. Essentially, I was just saying, so basically what Aris has done is obviously, like pinged onto the Moira, and pinging it is absolutely fine, or even like saying it in voice that the Moira is there. So essentially what you can do is you could just sit and just damage boost the soldier, right? Because you kind of going forward to kind of contest her is causing you to have damage that you don't really need to, right? So you can literally just stay, what you should know now is this is what I was saying, where it's like, what's it called? You know, obviously this like that people are passing through here, and you kind of like have everyone accounted for that's obviously going to use this flank. you can now sit up here basically, and you can damage boost your soldier to try and like get rid of this this Moira, and you can also damage boost your Bastion as well. But we'll see what ends up happening. Okay, this is a really bad GA into like everyone. Obviously, nice peeling for like your soldier and stuff. Lovely use of cover as soon as you find out where he is. I'd vault, yep. Lovely focus on damage boost. Nice. So overall, it's just that one like little like bad GA. But I feel as though it could have been avoided doing that bad GA if you just stayed up in that little in like the little tram car up the top, basically. But we'll just quickly fast forward over. So push it forward again. So good that we have our beam like on our soldier. I would just cross over here. Like literally just cross over and then just like play on these stairs with your soldier up here and like play with your DPS and just like jiggle peek it around here. Instead of being like at this like weird like max beam. Same thing again where you want your beam on your Bastion right now. Oh, okay. That's alright. Got our cover back, which is really, really nice. We're using a lot of backwards GAs here where we don't need to. Literally just GA kind of forward and then just like cancel your GA to about here. Or like this like kind of pillar as well, and just cancel it instead of just like constantly hopping back and forth like this. Doing these like little micro movements like these like bounces and stuff like that causes your GA cooldown to be like really, really long. So literally just press like if you need to GA forward or get forward really quickly, simply do that, then cancel your GA and then walk around and just kind of like help your Bastion around here or something like that. All right. But we'll keep going. We need to keep our eyes on our soldier though as well because our soldier's pushing. Nice, okay. Still follow your soldier. Okay. I would have followed my soldier though rather than go and help the Zarya. The reason is because your Zarya is very like disengaged here. Because your soldier is what's called your Zarya is very disengaged. Just go in with your soldier. Like your Moira is there to go and like help heal. It's fine like while you're making the rotation to heal her up, but as soon as this soldier kind of peaks and is ready to attack, you put that blue beam on him, all right? And it looks like you do end up capping it. My only thing is I was about to say this ball's going to come and contest, so you want to get yourself ready for this recontest and head up onto this high ground basically ready. It's fine, we'll keep going because obviously this ball's contesting. Damage his Bastion, which is really, really nice, and he ends up dying and yeah, end up winning the fight and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, Aris, a very, very strong VOD. I really, really enjoyed it. I feel as though like it's just kind of like little sadly I don't do the high ground. Well, let's do the high ground a little bit more, Aris, alright? But yeah, so overall you just need to you just need to kind of focus on knowing who to blue beam at stuff. Oh no, 100% you have Aris, yeah. You like I feel as though your positioning is like good in like certain points. Just work on not using that GA as much and just kind of like cancelling it a little bit more, or just like kind of listen a little bit more to like where you can position. Because your positioning is good, but sometimes being in that position and you not listening out to certain like people, like the soldier for example, is getting you picked off, right? So you just need to like play that cover but still be listening out. But yeah, so just do that. You need to focus on like damage boosting a little bit more, and specifically on people like your Zarya, for instance, or like knowing like who to damage boost and when. I feel as though is like the good way to kind of like say it. Because essentially like there are certain times where you're being very like you're basically not providing to the team fight because you're stood back like damaging the Bastion that's doing nothing. Same with like the soldier sometimes when maybe your Zarya is actually the better one to damage boost. It's just that kind of like thing. But yeah, overall, Aris is really, really good. I thought your reses were good as well the majority of the time as well, so really, really good. And yeah, I hope that was alright. Let me know if you have any questions. But once again, thank you to everyone that was on Twitch and also on YouTube for dropping by and, you know, saying hi and also, watching in, especially if you've been on YouTube, you know. I know the VODs have been really, really long. But yeah, thank you for everyone that watched. Once again, you can get your own VOD view. They offer 5,000 channel points on my Twitch. You can literally come and you can like say hi to my lovely chat, or you can, you know, come and lurk, whatever fits like best for you. And then once you reach the 5,000 channel points, you can then essentially get your own VOD view. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!